Happy Sunday. Not sure if everybody can hear me, but here we go. Another Sunday, another live stream. Don't know if anybody's in chat yet. Oh, simulator. Right on time. What's poppin'? Yeah, it's been a wild week in the world of tech, I guess. Steam Machine from last week. It's Final Cut update. Apparently there's a class action lawsuit against a bunch of RAM companies. It's going well. Where I am, it's pretty hot, so there's that. Been doing a ton of running around, working a lot actually. I had a 3-day assignment that had me like basically, yeah. Oh yes, PlayStation announcing the end of discs, and apparently, if I remember this correctly, I think Microsoft, their next console is not even going to have a drive, but they're going to have like some kind of like, if you own a disc, you could scan it or something to prove ownership and get a license. I'm not totally sure how this works. This is nuts. If you saw the thumbnail for this video, I'm getting a little annoyed. I have an aversion about being a salesperson because I feel like I've been on YouTube in terms of a consumer for a long time, and I see a lot of like people trying to sell you stuff. And now that AI and vibe coding is a thing, everybody and their mother is trying to make money off it, which I don't have a problem with people making money on it. I have a problem with grifters, people who if you remembered Simulator, I want to say like about a month ago, I built that app for the Stream Deck pedal, and I'm not going to release that because I can't support it. And like, I don't know, like I also feel like doing YouTube is kind of a salesperson-y type of career. You're probably the poster child for this conversation about how to be presented on YouTube and not look like you're grifting people. but at the same time making content. But at the same time, I feel like everything in life is sales. So it's, I don't know, my own personal thing I've been thinking about a lot this week. But regarding PlayStation ending the end of discs, it's kind of been a long time coming. One of the most annoying things is like, exactly, I'm thinking of ways to make YouTube fun for me. Yeah, fun again for me. Yeah. That considering I'm getting a job again, so I can go back to being a hobby. And I think that's where the creator burnout is, because like you say to yourself, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to love this thing, but then you're kind of like, and again, I'm not beholden to YouTube for my finances, not yet, because I have a job, and like transparency time. The video I kept talking about doing. It almost feels it's an authentic video, like it's something I'm really excited about. But every time I've rewatched the edit, I just feel like I'm grifting people. Like not grifting, but I feel like I'm playing the stupid algorithmic game of like, can I keep people's attention? Can my thumbnail and all this stuff? And it's like, bro, I'm tired. Just even thinking about it. I'm looking into creating a car themed channel. IRL videos have less headaches than gaming, in my opinion. I think gaming is a problem because your CPMs are low. It's so saturated. A friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, has a channel, plays Valorant. Eamon on PC. You might know who he is. He's basically stopped because like I think the grind of it was just like killing him. He got a really really good job, and he's in a much better mental state. And I don't know if he's gonna go back to his channel. I haven't talked to him in a little while. Yeah, I should text him and be like, "Yo, jump in the stream." You know what? Here, let's text him. Let's see if he'll jump in. One moment, please. Hello, sir. Streaming currently, and we're talking about creator burnout slash random tech news of late. Jump in if you're kicking around. He knows my channel. I don't have to send him a link. Yeah. So it just like, I don't know. It feels like there's so many headaches. And then there's like drama and all this stuff that comes with gaming channels. And then on top of that, like if a brand, like a gaming company reaches out to you, I was just about to allude to this. Here, let me go back up here. I'm just so tired of having to sit in my room, to be honest. It's not a lifestyle I'm enjoying. And plus the gaming sponsorships aren't that great. Yeah, like they'll reach out to you, but the problem is like your target audience just doesn't have like a lot of disposable income, and these gaming companies know that, and everybody, and yeah, they don't offer much money because they know that like even if they get like 1,000 sales on a game, the game has to be low enough price to be accessible for this audience, so the budget just isn't there. And on top of that, that whole niche seems like oversaturated. I think tech is also pretty saturated, but I think there's room in the tech space because like a lot of people are just like, I don't want to say inauthentic, but they're out of touch with reality. And I think there's room for like a tech channel where you can be like authentic to your audience. Like it's funny, I've streamed basically every week with the exception of like maybe 1 or 2 weeks where I didn't, or I moved it or whatever. And I feel like even though like it's a small audience on the Sunday, at least it's authentic content. At least it's who I am. And it's just like, all right, like I'm living my life and eventually going to put out this video, the only good thing I'll say about the video I'm working on is nobody else has done it. So there's that. But I just want to put out more content, but like I'm being very careful not to burn myself out because like work can get really busy. Life actually can get really, really, really busy. Simulator says cars is something I'm interested in, but also I have a niche car, so it's easier to make your mark. And niche games struggle actually. Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Like if you do general, you're basically competing against everybody. And if you do super niche, you're trying to target a small audience, and you got to hope the algorithm gods serve your stuff. And like it's kind of like the financial side of it. Like I look at Patreon and I think it's fascinating when I see a lot of people have Patreons with a lot of paid members. I just oh, hey, it's Art Korea. Yo, life has been busy for this father of four. Yeah. Yeah, and I get to send an apology live to Art Korea because I was thinking about you the other day. You know, it's been a year since I got that E7. It's definitely been really good, but it's had some issues. Like I have to reboot it sometimes, which is really weird. It's doing this fun thing right now. I think it's more unified than anything. I have an app, like it's called Thermo Watch for my Apple Watch, but it needs my phone, and I'm running Home Assistant to access Google Nest right through like why can't I think Apple HomeKit, and for some reason, if I'm connected to Wi-Fi, I can't control the thermostat. Jason Rose, sup sir, got me some food poisoning. Yikes. Oh, that sucks. Let me go back to Art Korea and my lengthy apology here. For some reason, if I try to change the thermostat when I'm on local Wi-Fi, it doesn't work. But if I disconnect to like 5G, I can change my thermostat. It's the weirdest thing. It just started doing it. It can't be an API key problem because it still works. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And also, Art Korea, I owe you money for that. So we got to work that out. But I am glad you're here. I was going to reach out to you recently, actually. Life has been insane. I'm currently, as Jason Rowe knows very well, I'm carless at the moment. Broke the garage door, carless, family stuff. I was almost about to say what that family stuff was on stream. Art Korea knows because we talked about this IRL. Jason knows we talked about that IRL. So I'm just like maintaining, and then work is insane. And it's just like one thing after another, and I just want to put out content. That's all I want to do. By the way, Art Korea, compared to other videos you've seen, because you haven't been on stream in a while, how's the sound quality? You're also going to notice this dark matte, this black matte, or that's racist. No, this gray, I'm an idiot. This gray matte that's here. I got a sound blanket over here. I changed the mic up, so I'm using a very wild mic. Gerald Undone would be proud. I heard Casey from Camera Conspiracies moved like southwest of Toronto, so he's not in your area anymore. So, yeah. Yeah. Jason, I'm so sorry to hear about the food poisoning. That sucks. Do we know the culprit? He's having a hard time. You know what's funny is I've been watching the channel a lot, and I think for him, the weather was the big thing. I think the problem for him is they used the marketplace where he would get stuff and do a lot of videos around. It's just not existent where he's located now. So for those who don't know, if you're watching the stream, Camera Conspiracies is a camera YouTuber who was based in Toronto for a long time. And Jason says, yep. Yeah, so Camera Conspiracies, here's the thing. He's a sarcastic but absolutely amazing YouTuber. I wish I could meet this dude, you know. He has some he has some pretty polarizing views, but overall, like, he speaks his truth. He is who he is, and that's awesome. You know, I may or may not agree with some of the stuff he says and believes in, but I respect his opinion in terms of like being as real as possible. And he doesn't give a crap about like appeasing a brand, and it's hilarious. But he's such a good YouTuber. And one of the things he does is he would go on marketplaces like Facebook, etc., Kijiji, whatever it is, and he would get camera equipment and he would review stuff and try different things because he's just genuinely curious. The problem is that Toronto got a bit much for him. That's like summing it up like heavily. And he moved because he called it tropical Canada. It's like southwest. So it's just like the wind chill isn't as bad. The winter isn't as bad where he is. And, you know, it's a little quieter than the downtown core where he was, or downtown core adjacent to where he was. The problem is he's documented that he's been having issues with like getting stuff, be it. I've noticed he's put up a lot of pre-embargo or embargoed reviews. So like the Ultra or the Insta360 Luna Ultra he put up, the GoPro, so he's still getting stuff from companies, but in terms of getting used product and giving like completely unbiased stuff and buying and selling, because I mean, like for him, I feel like he's in a position where like he'll buy something off like Marketplace, use it for a few videos, do some tests, and then sell it because he's like, I don't want to like have junk laying around. He just wants to, kind of keep it moving and get other stuff. But given his current locale, he's having a rough time. I noticed that. So not great. How's life in the land of our Korea? 4 kids. Did you have 4 kids when we met up, or is this like a new addition? I can't remember. I apologize. Yeah. Let's see. While we wait for our Korea, I'm gonna go back to a Simulator. Simulator said that niche game struggle and also has been having kind of an annoyance about the lifestyle that comes up with having a gaming channel, which I can understand entirely. I have so many things. Oh, sorry, when you asked the question, an ad kicked in. Oh, shoot. See, I'm YouTube Premium guy, so I forgot the live streams have ads. I am so sorry, everybody. Simulator says I find some niches do really well. For example, arts and crafts can do amazing because there's so few people. Yeah, the less saturated niches are great. I'm not crazy. I'm looking for something. I want to show you guys. Where did I put it? It is not here. Wavelink sent over a while ago, actually, if I'm being completely honest. I haven't even opened it. And when I say a while ago, I mean like March. They sent this thing over. I don't know where it is. I feel like it's on the B-roll table. They sent over a 10 gigabit USB-C adapter. It's not Thunderbolt. It's USB-C. I still haven't gotten around to it. I have a Thunderbolt 5 hard drive enclosure, which it's almost pointless making that video because it's like we could spend $7 million on like a 2 terabyte SSD to throw into this thing. Although it's better than, I personally believe, based on my testing of it, that it's way better than all the other options, installation-wise, usability-wise. It's backwards compatible with USB-C, so it's not strictly a Thunderbolt enclosure. Insane. These are videos I want to make. I just haven't had time. My mom was kind of into that thing. My mom is into that kind of thing. There are like 4 or 5 big YouTubers in those spaces. Yeah, and that's a great thing to like search for outliers and smaller channels and see how that goes. Arts and crafts is interesting. On some level, I wanted to do a channel about like life. Jason knows what I'm talking about. Not like vlogging, but like, and not to be like motivational speaking, but there are certain things in my life that I'm very good at, and I feel like I can impart that wisdom on people. But the problem is like, then it's like, oh good, you wore Wish.com Alex Hermosi. Next. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I am good at those things, but I gotta stick to this tech thing. Not that I'm sick of tech. I love tech. I'm, tech bro till I die kind of thing. But I don't know. It's definitely different. What was I saying to our Korea? Yeah, I was asking our Korea like, how's life? Is it fork? Is the 4th child a new addition? I can't remember how many children you had when we met. For those who don't know, I'm going to give a little background here. Our Korea was the one who hooked me up with the Unify E7. Hooked up, not in the sense of free, because I owe you money, bro. So like, text me. Let's figure that out. I just realized that I texted Amin, but also my phone is in D&D. So if he comes in, that's cool. Whatever. Yeah. Sorry if the topics are all over the place. Our Korea, if you haven't been in the live stream a lot, this is how it goes. It kind of jumps everywhere. So if you have ADHD, this is your jam, right? Yeah, so we're out here just trying to figure out the content creation stuff. I'm really hoping that Casey can figure all that out because his channel's fantastic. It just sucks that he like uprooted his life and like, put his U-Haul in a ditch in the midst of all that in the dead of winter to like go out there, and then like there are certain things that he's now facing that he probably just didn't consider when he made the move southwest. So that is what it is. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to the title topic about AI isn't going anywhere. Whatever. I'm getting so sick of opening forums like Reddit, for example, and seeing like, I just built an app that does this, because I find a lot of people will build apps and that kind of stuff. Jason's loving the Southwest. Yeah, I believe it. Jason loves the Southwest so much, he drives 3 hours to work every day, which is 3 hours one way, not two ways, one way. That's insanity, but I get it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm getting kind of sick of this. Everybody's grifting everybody. Like, I've bought a few apps that were like to make life a lot easier, and I find that they're not getting support or updated, and things are broken because like I'll buy like a plugin for Final Cut, but then Apple will do an update and then it might break the plugin in some fashion, and then I go and I look for an update, and months will pass, developers basically abandon it because they can't figure out how to get it to work, or Claude or whatever AI they're using to vibe code the app can't figure out the new stuff. It's such a mess. And then you've got things like I think Micron and SK Hynix and Samsung are getting sued in a class action. I don't know why I said that weird class action lawsuit. Just AI is such a mess. Because I can see the utility in it, but like it's breaking the world in a lot of ways. People don't use search engines anymore. They just go to ChatGPT. And our Korea, if you haven't been in the stream before, it's the curse of my Keylight. The Keylight makes me yawn, and I don't know why. It's super annoying. Young people, especially Gen Z, are rebelling hard against AI. Yeah. Well, it's gaining momentum anyway. So this is the thing, is like the older generation, some are rebelling against it. The younger generation, it's hard to tell if it's actually the younger generation that's rebelling against AI, or if it's a vocal minority within the younger generation that's rebelling against AI. I have found some pretty cool utility in some of it. But like, I'm not going to start doing like, what are they called? What are the AI influencers called? There's a name for them. Simulator, you probably know what I'm talking about. They're basically just avatars, and then they have like fake voices and they're synced. That drives me crazy. I saw a video recently from a music YouTuber, a popular one named Rick Beato, and did this whole thing talking about how like people are stealing. The younger generation wants AI to breathe for them. Yeah, for real. I don't know. But Rick Beato did a whole thing about AI and was like talking about some of his colleagues who have YouTube channels and how like AI is just ripping off the YouTube channels. Stupid Keylight's making me yawn. Oh, I hate this. I have a lot to talk about, and the Keylight just makes me tired. Maybe that's why I'm not posting videos. Who knows? It's nap time with the felt mat when I go to record a video. It's like, hi, my name is Sean, and welcome to like anyway, no, it's annoying. I think because like, how do I put this? A lot of people are just terrible people. So they're like, how can I use AI to steal from people, or like grift people, or make people believe like false news? And how could I like fleece people? Which is sad. Like, I saw a post on Reddit this morning, and I was actually going to use that title in the thumbnail. Sorry, before I continue. Every technological revolution, sorry, I cut off the word. Every technological revolution has made us better off, but this one is starting to make us worse off. 100%. It's a weird time to be alive. And Jason says, bingo. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I saw a post on Reddit this morning, and it was somebody who was like, how did they word? Okay. Apple did a release this week of Final Cut 12.3. And one of the things they did is they introduced automatic subtitles with custom fonts. You can select your font and all that, and edit detection and automatic masking, like AI masking, without it like having to analyze the whole clip. Those features I haven't tested yet. This stupid key light, I'm almost gonna just turn the light off and just be Batman in the dark, But anyway, yeah, so they released this update. So this person decided to build an app that arguably just made the captioning worse. They're like, it makes it cinematic. And I got like so annoyed, and I don't normally respond to this stuff, but I jumped in and I'm like, if you did like, because like his captions, and I'm not going to give the creator attention for this because frankly, it's lazy. It's lazy AI slop. But basically, the captions come up on screen. Some of them are big and some of them are tiny, and they're jumping all over the place. And I'm like, messy is not cinematic. And I'm like, you're using the word cinematic if you did 5 minutes of market research before you release this plugin that you're charging for. Like, even other people were like, cool story, bro. You took the Final Cut update and made it worse somehow. But okay. Simulator. People call us Luddites for criticizing AI, but the original Luddites were literally made unemployed by machines. Sound familiar? Yeah. There's no winning the ethical conversation about AI. I think if you have like, okay, this is subjective. This is my opinion. I think if like you're honest with people in your person-to-person experience, and you're transparent, I don't know how to code. And so I would like lead off with like, okay, look, this is why I've coded. I don't know how to code. I don't have an intention on learning how to code. However, this was something that bothered me personally, so I built this app. But what I said in my comment on Reddit was like, so first off, this was very lazy. They did like an AI avatar that was talking, and they put captions on it. And the captions were awful. But then, to make matters worse, they show like some Joe Rogan podcast. I don't even know who he was interviewing. And it's got the captions popping up on screen, but like the commercial for this, this promo video they made for it, is advertising the AI. So you can't actually hear the Joe Rogan podcast. And the words are popping up, and the thing says, see, it sticks to every word perfectly within. And I'm like, how would I know that? I can't even hear it. I can see us getting AI school teachers very soon. I have a friend who's a supply teacher near the GTA who their contract ran out. And I think it's a grade 12 supply teacher. And I'm like, you're getting replaced with AI. I have a feeling. Based on some of the stuff she told me, I was like, I didn't tell her anything, and hope you're not watching this, but that's scary, man. And like, have we not figured out that AI is not the be-all, end-all? Look at Windows updates. Anybody in the chat who is running a Windows computer in the last year, maybe longer, I don't know. I don't even use Windows. I haven't touched Windows in a very long time. But I hear about it. Like, what was it recently? The latest update started throwing randomness into your recycling bin and renaming it so you can't find it. What was it? The battle between Samsung and Microsoft, because the update was bricking controllers, like SSD controllers, and then Samsung was pinning it on Microsoft. Microsoft was pinning it on Samsung. But like, all of this is the product of AI, and you've got Satya Nadella going, okay. Like, I heard this one joke recently. Our Korea. We had 2 people we recently hired and recently fired who used AI during their interview, and weeks later found out they had no idea what they were doing. Oh my God. Doing for their job. We're now going to have interviews with screen sharing on. For sure. I don't blame you guys. Is okay, maybe. This is crazy. Accountability. Nobody has accountability. My current bug is I can't copy and paste text into the File Explorer. A friend of mine's having a very similar problem on Windows 11. He's losing his mind. Another friend of mine's having a problem where his start button just doesn't work. But I was able to open on Mac, it's Activity Monitor, on Windows Task Manager. And if you hit the start button, the CPU spikes up. It's the most random thing. And there's nothing installed on this computer. Like, it's a computer he keeps in his garage. Like, I think it's got like VLC and like Chrome. So who the hell, like, the computer's got nothing on it. It's not like his personal computer. It's something like he'll, be having a couple beers or whatever in the garage and maybe doing some work around the garage, and he'll put on some music. That's all that computer's for, but the start button doesn't work, which is super annoying. I was going to say, let me go back up here. All right. So there was, what was it? I think it was on TechLinked, the Linus channel, where Riley was talking about how, what was it again? He was saying how, I lost my train of thought. Give me a sec. What did he say? It was about, it was about, X/Twitter and about Meta, how Mark Zuckerberg apparently is not happy with the speed in which their AI models are being developed. So now they're going to offload a bunch of those servers as compute for AI. So basically, it's like the same business model as X. Let's become a worse AWS, essentially. Like, let's give all our compute to these other companies, which is crazy. I want to go back to our Koreas thing, though. We had 2 people recently hired. That's nuts. Why can't people just be accountable? What was it? They said there was a university that did a study, and in the study, they said that 30% of the participants in the study admitted that they cheated on exams, and they cheated on assignments using AI. And conveniently, from 2023, I want to say, that school had a 30% increase in students that got like straight A's. Kind of funny how that synchronicity happened. And that's the problem, is like, it's kind of like, when I was growing up, it was like, back in my day, if I was dating a girl and I met her in a chat room, for those who like AOL and like MSN and ICQ and all that stuff, A/S/L, age, sex, location. I remember friends of mine would be like, yo, don't end up murdered. You know what I mean? And then dating apps came out. And now, like, we've got things like Uber, where like you pick up your phone and get in a car with a stranger, when we were told as kids not to talk to strangers. But yeah, like crazy stuff, and then we had to navigate that stuff. And now our new navigation is like people who have no flipping idea what they're doing, and then they're going out in the workforce. Like, my thing with this channel is, I don't, as a personal rule in my life, I don't speak on things. Our Korea. Everyone was blonde hair, blue eyes for these chats. LOL, Yahoo chats. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I don't like to speak on things that I'm not educated about. So like when I'm writing scripts for my video, I'm deleting a lot because I'm like, I don't know much about that. I don't want to speak to that because I have to be accountable. I'm going to get comments of people going like, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And then I'm going to respond like, you're right, bro. No clue. Maybe we were just raised different. I can't speak to my whole generation, but like, if you're going to talk about something, talk about some stuff, and if you don't know, get educated, listen more. There was a trope. I don't even know what the root of it is, but we've all heard it, fake it till you make it. That has taken a life of its own, especially with the addition of AI into our space. The house is freezing. Can I show this without like fully doxing myself? I probably can. Okay. Let's go overhead. Watch this. I was talking earlier about the stuff not working with the E7. It's set to 19. It shouldn't be set to 19. I'm getting this bad request error, right? So if I close it, I reopen it, getting a bad request error, right? But now I'm doing this so I don't show location. If I turn off Wi-Fi and click on it, now it's working. Why did it go down to 19? Let's set you to 22. All right, it seems to have updated. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I got to figure that out. Yeah. Super weird. Sorry, I just realized I'm like, hey, I'm getting a little cold here. Like I took a shower and got myself like relatively presentable to do the stream. Came downstairs and when you come out of a hot shower, you're still a little bit warm. And I'm like, well, that faded and now I'm freezing. So yeah, good times. Simulator, unfortunately I have to go now, but see you next time. Hey, Simulator, before you go, you said you have a very niche car, if I understand that correctly. Try doing some content around it. You have the experience. Damn, lowest I can get my house to is 23. Need more Freon gas. I had my AC replaced fairly recently, so there's that. That's why I can bring the house down to 17 if I want to, but that's insane territory. Simulator, before you take off, try doing the content. Try working on some stuff because you already have the experience, and you can leverage like your Discord and people because there's got to be people in your audience that like that niche car content. So good luck. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Simulator, great seeing you as always. Thank you for jumping in and joining the chat. Our Korea, yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I got a whole new furnace and air conditioner. A little annoyed about that because the home inspector told me that like things were fine and they were not. So yeah, people who looked at this were like, oh yeah, it's new. And then when everything got replaced, it was like, no, it's not. And it looked new, everything looked new about it, but it was actually older stuff. And apparently my furnace was too big for my house and the AC was too small for the house. And it was a whole thing. And yeah, I basically burnt it out, which was really annoying. And of course I find out like I was away from home for a few days. This is back in 2023. And I came home and I had set the thermostat to drop because I like to sleep cold. That's like my thing, right? Those guys are paid cash. I'll leave it there. Yeah. So I come home and I'd set it to like, I think 20 or like 19.5 because I'm like, and it was like a 3-hour drive home and it was late night. So I got home at like 5:30, 6 in the morning and came into a house that was at 27 during a heat wave. It was 27 at 6 o'clock in the morning. That was rough. That was harrowing. So at least I got AC back. Very annoying though. Yeah. So our Korea, you were also saying that. Yeah. So you're gonna have screen sharing enabled. I wonder if there's any pushback about that. Has anybody given you guys resistance about that? Like in terms of like privacy measures and things like that. That's wild. That is absolutely wild. Is it IT related work or is it like labor work? Like I'm curious because I've got some very intelligent friends in the IT space who have done some crazy like IT work that are looking for new jobs because AI basically did what AI did. We're waiting to hear from internal lawyers about that privacy. See, this is such a slippery slope because AI can be used to like fake everything. But then as a company, there's accountability, especially it is IT related work. Okay, I'm going to text a friend. Our Korea, when the stream's over, I'm gonna text you about my friend. I'm not gonna dox his information or his capabilities on stream, but I'll talk to you about that because you know, he's good people, really, really good people. Um, Very hard worker, you know. So I'll let you know what I can find out in that space. I don't know if he found a job as of yet. Um, I think he was just doing really well off investments and savings and stuff from the last like job he had. But AI did the AI thing, and here we are. Um, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'll text you. Nothing beats a virtual machine. If you're good, there is no workaround. Nothing beats a VM. Okay, yeah. Uh, but yeah, okay. Well, lots of things beat virtual machines. Bare metal beats a virtual machine. I'm sorry, Jason. I'm trying to figure out what you're referring to about a VM. Just because, like, you know, what I'm referring to is more like the privacy implication of AI. Although, our Korea, here's the problem. We could screen share the interview, which is fine. But right now, unknown to you, I'm using the prompter. I'm literally reading the chat off the prompter. And on this side, I have another screen, and then I've got my main screen here. So if I screen share this screen, and I've got ChatGPT open like there on that screen, I guess it's a matter of looking where I'm looking, or if I'm. Yeah, exactly. There is only so much you can do. That's a problem. Like, I could probably pull off the interview with, like, I can drag ChatGPT to that window. The screen sharing, you can run scripts for everything. Jason, it's even worse than that. You could screen share on a different screen. So, like, my main desktop. So, for example, let me just double check. I'm not doxing. So, like, watch. I can do this. Screen share my main desktop. Right? And you'd be able to see, like, it's on my main desktop. But I can have Claude or OpenClaw or one of those agentic AI systems. Basically, I don't know how good it is with audio with calls. If you can route, like, I can route my audio however I want on my machine. So if I'm having a conversation with our Korea over camera and he says something, or sorry, over audio in that call, and he says something, the agentic AI could just sit there listening and spit answers. I can't believe I just said that on stream. Now somebody's going to do it. Oh, crap. Yeah, this is a mess. This is such a mess. You know, I was like, AI annoyed me when people were like, AI algorithms for autofocus, like my other Lumix S5 II. They're like, it's an AI that no, it's an algorithm. It's not a what's the term? It's not learning. It's not an AI learning algorithm. It's just an algorithm. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you meant. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, imagine like you were, oh my god. I'm going to say this. Thank God that AI was around, but it wasn't as popular during the pandemic. Like, it wasn't like a forefront thing in 2020. Could you imagine what political debates that were done virtually, or like important government decisions that were done, could look like in the future with AI, like an agentic AI in play? Good Lord, this is scary. This sucks. I hate everything about this. I don't know if this is like reason for fear or if this is just like old guy yells at clouds nonsense, but it's crazy. It makes all those crime shows you'd watch as a kid, like where you like unsolved mysteries and stuff like that, it makes that look like child's play. The life analytics button. The scary part is like Jason, because like our Korea, Jason and I know each other IRL. Like, we've been friends for a very long time. And I was telling Jason about like how AI scared the crap out of me with the streams, because there was one stream I did and it got a lot of views. Surprisingly, it got a lot of views after the fact. But it broke down everything I said, and even there was a gap where I was setting something up and it was like, you might have lost some users or some viewers during this break here, but you gained them back, and you really And then it was analyzing what I was saying. It was analyzing the chat. It was analyzing what I was throwing on screen. It was analyzing my responses. And it summed it up. And I'm like, this scares the hell out of me. Like, the crazy, crazy stuff. One of the things I've been kind of struggling with, and, you know, I've got a few people watching, 2 that are chatting. I have to ask this. We need a Bell Fiber AI video from this channel. Yeah. You know what scares me? Is Bell has some deal with perplexity, which is hilarious because nobody ever talks about perplexity in the AI space, like not to the degree that they talk about Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT and all that stuff. Jason's laughing. Here's the thing. They are hemorrhaging resources. This is public knowledge. Everybody can see it. It's all over the news that Bell is laying people off here, firing people here, all this stuff. There's one thing that a lot of the enthusiasts want in fiber to the home on residential. I have been yelling this from the rooftops. I am old guy yells at clouds in this very moment. IPv6. My worry is that they have IPv6 on cellular, on mobility. They have IPv6 in business. They don't have it on residential, but they keep teasing us because the GigaHub 2.0 there's a toggle. And apparently in one of the updates, I don't know, I think when you can turn the toggle on, it says no IPv6 address detected or whatever. Either way, like it's, I don't want to say it's coming because like it's been years. My worry is they're going to use some AI implementation to try to bring it in and it's going to bring the whole network down. Like, you know, it really makes you wonder, you know, do a Bell Fiber AI video from this channel though? No, I can't do it. I can't be that guy. Laying off, running kilometers of fiber. Let it make sense. Well, that already happened. Elaborate, our Korea. The AI. Oh, pulling the network down. Yeah, I think I vaguely remember this. Elaborate though, because okay, yeah, I think I do remember this. Mine wasn't down for long when that happened, but I know like most of my area had some issues, like outside of like my pocket. It was weird. It's a very weird day. But we all yell at Rogers. Although I will say, yeah, I haven't talked to you in a while. I'm no longer on Bell Mobility for my phone. I was having some major reception problems and found out that if you have CAA, you pay, what is it, 130 something, 31 or $32 after tax for CAA. You get access to like crazy Rogers plans. So like I have 350 gigs of data shared between 2 lines with Canada, US, Mexico. From my understanding, Bell went down because someone turned on IPv6 by mistake. I can see it. I can totally see it. That's crazy. I just know, why is there a delay between what I'm seeing in OBS and whatever? Who knows? Crazy. Yeah. I was going somewhere here. Oh my God. Oh yeah. So if you have a CAA, I was able to get both lines with the shared data, US, Canada, Mexico unlimited, for $113 after tax. Bell tried to raise my rate beyond the moon, and I was paying, when you work that out, the difference was something like $84 a month that I would have, like $84 a month in savings since I switched. And my reception has been 1,000 times better, even in big metropolitan areas like downtown Mississauga, Ontario. Crazy. My area is stuck on 3G. Gateway is down. You know what's funny is I was in Alliston, Ontario. And I went into a Tim Hortons to try to buy a drink and I couldn't scan and pay. Oh. All right, man, I got to go. Got to get the barbecue ready for the Brazil game. Keep up the videos, man. Oh, I really, really want to post more videos. Thank you so much. I'll shoot you a message about my buddy, ironically also named Jason, who's in the IT field. And then you can let me know like what kind of requirement, like what are you looking for? What are you guys trying to recruit for? But he's great people. So Ricardo, thank you so much. I'll see you in iMessage. And let me know what I owe you, you rat bastard. Because I feel every time I look at it, I'm like, man, I gotta pay this guy, and he hasn't reached out. So, well, we'll talk. But enjoy the game. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy time with the kids and the wife and all that fun stuff. And we got to get wings soon. Next time I'm mobile and I can get downtown. So let's talk soon. So it looks like it's me and Jason Rowe because I don't see anybody else talking. Which that could be moved to a FaceTime conversation. But I just want to say about the AI thing. It's scary because a lot of companies are just like, we need more monies. If you watch WWE, what's the guy's name? Danhausen? Yeah, I need more human monies. Oh, man. The reason I watch WWE once in a blue moon, it's because of my dad. It's really funny. He loves it. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll watch with him. Gives you some time to hang with him. But no, the AI thing is scary because they're like, we need more money, and yet we gotta, do what we can so we're not hemorrhaging money. So let's fire these people so we don't have to pay these salaries. And then let's use AI to do stuff and piss off our customer base because we're being irresponsible with AI, which is going to make us hemorrhage customers because people don't want to pay for a service that's intrinsically broken. And then these out of touch corporate people go, I don't know what people aren't on their service anymore, derp. Well, there's your answer. Build a business plan to sell. That's why you look at people are in a huge outrage about AI music, and a lot of these royalty free services like Epidemic Sound, for example, not sponsored. I've paid for them before a while ago. And I don't want to say that these other services, I know Epidemic Sound says this, so I'll mention them. They are very adamant that none of their music is AI generated. How they're enforcing that, I'm not totally sure because AI is getting insane. But they know that if they don't at the very least claim that they're not distributing AI created music, that people will lose their minds. Because here's the thing, why would I pay for Epidemic Sound to give me AI music when I could just generate AI music on my own, right? Not to mention, that's foregoing the whole premise of people's opinions about AI music. I think it was funny in the beginning, people would make really stupid songs, But now, especially my line of work, I'm seeing signed artists. Well, this is nothing new. Universal has a deal. Universal Music, UMG. They have a deal where if you're a premium member on Spotify, I think you can do AI remixes as long as the artist approves it. And everybody's going to look at that differently. It's subjective. AI knows money does nothing. Hang on. AI knows money does nothing. Resources does. In simple words. Yeah. Sorry, Jay. It's not that you wrote that wrong. It's that the way the chat comes up on my prompter. Yeah. Although, on the topic of AI, and on the topic of, oh my God, there's an app that will make my dock lock to my desktop. That's $50 and probably wasn't vibe coded, but I can't justify spending that. So I want to see something here. I have Final Cut open, and they recently did an update to 12.3. And this is kind of cool. Before I dox myself, let me open a project. Missing file. Okay, well, that one's not going to work. So I'm just trying to find something that I did recently. This isn't going to work. I don't have a project on here. All right, never mind. What I was going to show off was some of the new features in the new Final Cut, but I don't have any video projects on this this profile for my Mac. And I will say this. Some of the companies, at least in my purview, in my subjective opinion, I could be completely wrong about this. Some of the companies seem to, and again, I'm not working for these companies, so I don't want to definitively say has, but they are presenting in a way that seems to be fairly ethical about AI. That company I'm referring to at the moment is Apple. At least I can't say that all their AI stuff is ethical because that's a very subjective thing. I don't know all the nooks and crannies of Apple, but I'll say like at least with Final Cut, they seem to be playing it very close to the chest. With AI usage, like they released a magnetic mask which uses the neural processor, which is AI, to do like I used it to do the thumbnail. Hang on, can I at least pull the thumbnail up? Let's see, live stream thumbnails. There we go. So like, here, take a look at this. This was a thumbnail. That one doesn't count. Well, I did the Curtis Judd thing. I masked myself out. If you can see that, right? Even in the corner. Sorry, Curtis. But like even today's thumbnail, right? Like it's just an AI mask, right? So like if I turn these off and I go back up here and there's auto mask. I didn't even use auto mask, but yeah, that was the picture that I took, right? Like that's without the mask on, it was just this. But this was just analyzed using AI. And Apple seems to be very good about being ethical, at least on what I've seen with Final Cut. So I don't know. I don't like when I open Reddit and I'm like surrounded by like 50,000 people making an app that promises to do something. Like I bought one recently and I'm a little pissed off that I bought it. I'm not going to name the developer. I bought it and then Apple did the update that basically like added captioning. But in that developer's fairness, they didn't make their entire app about captioning. Captioning was like included as like a bolt-on with the other stuff that they added. I'm just checking something. I just want to see if they updated the app at all. Again, I don't really want to disclose who what the app is. I just want to see if they updated it because that's something that's been a little bit annoying is like people are using AI to build tools, but then they're not supporting it in perpetuity, which sucks. That's dumb to me. Like this is why I don't have a lot of sponsors on the channel. Like the reason I went with Wavelink for so many things is because I flip and trust them. You know, like they've proven themselves that they're really good. If Elgato, on the other hand, were to try to sponsor a video, I'd be like, that's not happening. Because I don't want to lie or be disingenuous. Not like, look, let me be clear. I could lie. I could do all that. But you know how exhausting that is to like have to like check yourself all the time? Like that's insane to me. I don't know. I look at the way AI is right now and I sit there and I'm like, okay, it's cool. It's a cool little parlor trick. But the fact that people are like grifting other people, and I'll be honest, like I like the app this person built, but the fact that they said they wanted to have an update out like 3 weeks ago and I paid for it, like I spent my money, they've been nowhere to be found, right? Again, I'm not going to disclose what the app is or whatever the case, but like it's just kind of annoying. Hopefully I eat my words and they release an update to that app. But yeah, you know what? We've been going the stream's been live for just over an hour. I think the weather's too nice and people just aren't home in their respective places. So maybe I'm going to cut this one short. Yeah, I see like 3 people watching. Most of the people came in. But, oh, you know why? There's soccer on. I'm an idiot. Yeah, that would probably be why. Whatever. If you're into the World Cup, I'm not into it, unfortunately. Um, I kind of loosely follow the Toronto Raptors. Um, yeah, and then like the Leafs, I can't. Just the team bothers me. Yeah. Oh, Jason says it's rainy where he is. Where I am, it's just super cloudy, which is super annoying. So you know what? I'm probably just gonna cut the stream. Not that like I don't want to live stream. It's just like, you know what? I get one day off of work, and if nobody's in, it's a little bit hard to stream to just like one person who's sitting at home in a rainy atmosphere who has food poisoning. Jason, I am so sorry. That sucks. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just like, oh, that's rough. So hope you're feeling better soon. I'll shoot you a ring shortly if you're kicking around. I tried to earlier. Yeah. This has basically been a whole stream about like my problems with AI. I think soccer starts at 4. Yeah, so yeah, this is why everybody's jumping off, which is probably why Simulator and Arc Korea left. Totally understandable. Duke's gonna come in and be like, "Hey, you streaming today?" Oh man, it's good times. Anyway, you know what? Let's just jump off. Maybe I'll go and watch the football. Is that cultural appropriation by doing that impression? Yikes. Maybe I'll just, I don't know, do some Sunday stuff around the house, do some cleanup, and maybe look back at this video and decide if I'm gonna release it. But yeah, I think it's time. I'm going to take off. Thank you so much for you good. Cultural appropriation. Hey, I got to check. You never know. I could piss somebody off and get canceled in this B. So yeah, let's not do that. My name is Sean. This has been Tech Mixer. For those who came in, thank you so much. I won't blabber on and on anymore, but I'm going to get out of here and do some Sunday stuff and probably prep dinner. So anyway, back to adulting. Take it easy. See you guys next Sunday. Yeah, my name is Sean. This has been Tech Mixer, and I'm out. Peace.